Right, straight ahead, right across there. There's a tree that's been laying over there. There's a couple more down right about here in this area that have been laying for a while. Want to get them out. What I'm going to use to tie onto it is this orange winch cable. I've got steel cable. This stuff is so much easier to work with. You don't have to worry about the steel slivers, and also you can tie it and untie it much easier. So I'm kind of experimenting with this. I haven't used this roll yet, but I think it'll work. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. There's some what looks like 4x4 fencing that's frozen in the ground there, so hopefully I can avoid that. Wanted to show something else here. I haven't used all this, obviously, and this is part of what I wanted to experiment with this stuff with. Is the fact is I can tie this in knots, and when I don't use the whole thing, I mean, try doing that with a steel cable, it would never happen. What I'll do here is borrow the phone pole. Sure, there's a law somewhere that says I can't do this, so shh. So with this, we just loop this around here. This is a big ring. We take our snatch block, cut it in half, fold it over, like so. Pretty simple. All right. All right. It's a great accident to have. I wanted this out of here for a while. I didn't know how I was going to drag it out. Good deal. And we got a stump. I'm going to go ahead and untie this and move it. All right, so we got that drug up, and this is what this guy looks like. Back of the four-wheeler here. So let's see how difficult this is. Oop, just grabbed the wrong piece. So doing it this way, the advantage over cable is, I mean, obviously I can do that. Now, would I use this if I was professionally doing this all day long? Of course not. But I'm not a professional and this isn't my job, so. This is just kind of a quick, easy hack that you can do when you're and so I haven't touched the log. That's still tied on. And we'll just do that exact same knot again. It's just a double knot here. Yep. So that'll work. right. Got this up here where it needs to be, and poof, that's it. It's off. One more time here on this guy. All I'm doing, just pushing it through. It's out. And the other thing that's nice is this is all I got to do to roll up the entire roll. This is winch cable from Amazon. It's 100 feet. It was, I think it was like 70 bucks. All right, we're gonna head down here, see what else I can find. You can see the track here where that other log was. It's a big hole from stump that snapped off. This is probably hard to tell on camera, but this is actually really steep. I'm going through here. I am at right at 7,500 feet in elevation, so hiking around isn't quite as easy as what it might be on the flatland. And all of these logs that I'm collecting are trees, or some of you guys might call these twigs, I don't know. But all of this stuff was done as part of fire mitigation. And I guess I didn't realize this, but when they do fire mitigation, they just cut the stuff off of all of the trees. They don't actually take it out. So it's kind of up to you. I didn't have the property mitigated. This was done when we bought the house. We've only been here a couple of months. I'm just trying to get all this stuff cleaned up while I have time at this time of year and see what I can do. Left the bell on the wrong end. All right. Perfect. You can take this, clip it there, and walk the line out. It's kind of hard to do one-handed uphill holding the camera, but you get the point. We're leaving that back down there. All right, welcome back. So here we are. We've got our pile of logs down there. Got our cable going down, and I put this up high on the tree. When that tightens, it'll probably be 4.5, 5 feet up. The reason why I did that is from where I'm standing, like my feet to the top log is probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 feet higher. And so what I'm trying to do is pull the logs up the hill instead of, if I put this down low, it would be dragging them on the ground coming up there. Pull, we got him a little bit. Snatch block worked perfectly. And so what happened is, if you look at this tree here, as I'm driving down the driveway, this was getting pretty close, so I backed up, and basically this is how much I got. If you remember, this was pulled all the way tight when I started, so I'll just shorten this up and give it another go. This is about as simple as you can get. It's just folding the rope in half, pushing it through, taking that, pulling it tight. It's not going anywhere. Our pile of campfire logs seems to be coming up just fine. Now we're on this tree here, and I'm going to switch to that tree. That way I don't have to keep resetting, because I'm only getting about, I don't know, 20 feet each pull. Alright, so there is the pile of branches, logs, slash campfire wood, bark, whatever you want to call that. Comes up, comes across the drive, goes up into the tree. The snatch block, I put this up nice and high. Reason being is, when this pulls tight, I don't know if you can see that, but the angle of this is much higher. So naturally, when you're pulling uphill, it's lifting the front up as opposed to dragging it in. It just helps with the angle. It wouldn't matter if I was pulling it with a tractor or a truck or whatever the case may be, but I'm using a four-wheeler. So up here, this has been double wrapped just to take up some of the cable so it didn't slide down. That we hit a snag. There's not really any great way to steer these when they're this short. So unfortunately, that's what we got. So I basically have two options. I can try and pull this off of the tree and pull it back over here to go up, or I can get rid of the snatch block up here and tie it on to the four-wheeler over here. I think that would work, but in the interest of keeping this together, I just want to see if I can move it. I doubt it. There we go. Alright, so we successfully extracted the ugliest tern I've ever seen. It all burns. Campers will buy it. That came way down there. Came up through to there. Remember that spot where we got stuck? Can't really see it on here well, but 1, 2, 3, 4.